Okay, so I'm just going to go over a brief overview of the syllabus. Okay, so here I am in the class website. I'm going to go ahead and click on chemistry, week 1, lesson 1. So chemistry, week 1, lesson 1, and that's going to take me to first lesson this week, which you can also find the syllabus located here. Okay, so I click on this and it'll pop up my syllabus. Okay, so main things. So again, this is chemistry. We're going to be learning a lot of different topics such as matter, periodic trends, bonding, and so forth. Okay. The most important, I think, thing to remember is that a lot of the learning, some of it's going to be just direct learning, but we're also going to have activities in which you kind of have to explore either a simulation or gather some data. It's a lot of self-discovery. It's not only just direct lessons. And even though, because we're online, a lot of it is a little bit more direct. If we were in the classroom, it would be a little bit different. But that's just kind of how it is now. Okay. So what do you need for the class? Really, all you need is a pencil, a paper. This has a composition notebook, which if we return to the classroom, you'll use, but really just something to write with. So you just need some paper. Okay. And then obviously you're going to need something to access the course material, something to go to the Zoom meetings. You need a computer or a smartphone. I highly recommend, though, that you have a computer, because we're going to be doing programs in which you have to have Zoom open and other programs open at the same time. And that's either difficult or not possible in certain phones. So you need a computer if you want to be successful. Okay. All right. Class expectations. So you're going to have about 2 to 3 assignments due per week. So almost every day that we meet, you have an assignment due. If it's not an assignment, then you have a quiz. Okay. So just keep that in mind. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. It's not necessarily going to be difficult, but it's important that you are pacing yourself and you're turning in the assignments, or they're going to start stacking up, and then that's when it becomes difficult. Okay. I've kind of mentioned this before, but how you complete your assignment, it's really up to you. You can complete an assignment on a piece of paper, or you can, and then just take a picture of it and upload it, or you can do it like on a Google document, or you can copy and paste the document. There's many different ways you can do it. You can print it and then complete it. It's really up to you. Whatever way is easiest to you is how you complete the assignment. I'm not going to give you one. I'll give you multiple ways to turn that in. Okay. All right. So where can you find the work? So the work is going to be posted on the class website, which the link is here, and we've gone over already. Okay. Eventually, you will be able to Google search science learning methodologies, and it's going to pop up. But for now, you just need to click this link, which is located on Schoology. Okay. Late work. So yes, you still can turn in late work. Even though I mentioned this, people still message me asking me if they can turn it in. That's fine. Turn in late work. You'll get some points rather than no points, which is, it's better to get 9 out of 10 than to get 0 out of 10. So late work, it's accepted, but you do receive 5% off every day it's late. So if it's late one day, you'll get a 9.5 out of 10. If it's late 2 days, 9 out of 10. If it's late 3 days, 8.5. It's just 5% every day. It's not a huge amount, but you want to get it in as soon as possible. Okay. Quizzes. So we have 10 weeks, and each quarter you have about 1 to 2 quizzes per week. Actually, really realistically, you'll probably only have 1 quiz, because when we're doing the remote learning, it goes a little slower. So you have about 1 quiz per week. Sometimes you won't have a quiz, but it just depends. It depends on how much material we're covering. But just keep in your mind that you're going to have about 1 quiz per week. That's probably what you want to shoot for. Okay. All right. Communication is really important. So if you are missing a meeting, then you need to message me. And the best way to message me is through Schoology. Okay. You can also get a hold of me by emailing me. I put my email in the syllabus. It's rene.arias1@lausd.net. Like I have here, I'll try to respond within 24 hours. But just make sure you message me as soon as possible. But the best way to communicate is through Schoology. Okay. Zoom meetings. Zoom meetings are mandatory. If you cannot make them, you got to let me know the day before, or just let me know the morning before, the latest. It says attendees should have their camera on, but I'm not really being strict about that. I'm not going to take points off, but it's nice if you do have your camera on. I appreciate it, but I'm not going to force you to. But just keep in mind, if you're, a lot of you guys are 11th graders, and if you're looking for example, a letter of recommendation later on, the teacher needs to know who you are. If they don't know who you are and your camera's always off, then it's probably going to be difficult for them to give you a letter of recommendation. So just things like that. But it's really, and just because you have it on one day doesn't mean you have to have it on the next day. You could have it on one day and then turn it off the next. It's fine. Just every once in a while. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I think you guys are adults, and it's just not something I want to have arguments about at this point. Or I don't think it's an issue we need to bring up right now. Okay. Zoom schedule. It's located on Schoology and on the Poly website, so it's the same schedule as before. And okay. Grading. So grades will be based on the following categories. This might change if we go back to school, but for now, for remote learning, these are the categories. 35% of your grade is classwork, 45% of your grade is quizzes, and 20% comes from exams. Okay. And here's the grading scale. So if you notice, it's very similar to a traditional grading scale, but about 5% lower. So you can get an 85 and that would still be considered an A. You can get a 75 and that's still a B, and so forth. So very similar to a traditional scale, but only 5% lower. So it's easier to actually get a higher grade than normal. Okay. If there's any type of cheating, which is during online, it's like very easy to notice if someone's cheating, if they're not doing well on they're doing well on assignments, but not on quizzes. It becomes evident, or you can just kind of tell. Just keep in mind that if you are cheating, it's just a 0 on that assignment. Okay, if it becomes multiple occasions that you're cheating, then that's another discussion we'll have. But we'll get there when we get there. Okay, but just like passing work around, showing other people pictures, stuff like that, all of that is considered cheating, whether you're cheating or you're allowing someone to cheat. Okay, so those are the main things. Again, if you have questions, you can message me on Schoology, and here's my email as well. But I would definitely look over the syllabus just so you're familiar with it before class. Okay.